Lenovo does typically launch some of this stuff in the spring, and then they actually do a summer launch as well. So this is the stuff for CES. I have no. This is just conjecture. Like they could also launch more stuff in the summer or late fall. I can totally see them doing that. But for now, we do have some really nice looking ThinkPads. We have the X9 refresh. Is it X9 or X1? X9 refresh here, which I did like. Actually, I really like that. This is like the MacBook Air competitor. How the Yoga Pro was the MacBook Pro competitor, especially this year, getting rid of the numpad. The ThinkPad X9 is the Lenovo is the MacBook Air competitor, especially with the size and that kind of stuff. So X9 Series 3. So I think, let me just quickly check this. There is no refresh. So X9 Series 3. There's no Lunar Lake because they're not doing that. So this is just the Panther Lake, right? Yeah, Panther Lake. So this is a Panther Lake is a beast. Unfortunately, Lunar Lake is dead, but it's like it lives on. They took Arrow Lake, which is like God tier, Lunar Lake, which is God tier, and they put them into one. They were like Panther Lake. So this will be incredible. You'll get awesome CPU performance out of this thing. Best in class iGPU, maybe other than the 860S, which doesn't really count. So best in class iGPU for at least all 2026. AMD has nothing, no response to Intel right now for that. 64 gigabytes of RAM at all the speeds, so it'll be a monster. Up to 2 terabyte. Oh, one. Okay, so it's Gen 5. So one Gen 5, 2 terabyte, 2280. So they didn't put in. Did last year have a 2242? I cannot remember. But I've seen some laptops where Lenovo does weird things. They put in only a 2242 and there's nowhere to make it bigger. So it takes a full one. So you can put 8 terabytes in here. That's good. 15.3 is like the sweet spot. I use a 16-inch laptop. I use a 14-inch laptop. I use a 15-inch laptop. 15 range is my preferred, just so you know. 16 by 10, 2.8K, so fine resolution. 1000 nit HDR, so 500 nit standard. 120 hertz VRR, fantastic. These things are gaming machines at this point, just so you know. So VRR, you can straight game on this. You can straight game on this. OLED, I don't know what off touch means, but touch. And I don't know what ARAS means. Big ass battery, 88 watt hours for that thin little thing. Crazy good battery life. You're probably getting like a day and a half battery life. 6 speakers, apparently. Is a monster. This thing's gonna be crazy. Yeah, this thing's gonna be crazy. 2 mics, so you get noise cancellation. 3 Thunderbolt 4. Lenovo, I would like to see Thunderbolt 5. Just, I know it costs money. Just start introducing it. Thunderbolt 5. Start drip feeding us Thunderbolt 5 as an option, and good ports. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. This is a true ThinkPad that's like will offend the other ThinkPad enthusiasts, like the old school ThinkPads. And I'm one of those people. But this is the Mac. This is where like Lenovo's like, yeah, we can still make those ThinkPads, the traditional ThinkPads with the touch track point and all that, but we also need a response to the Mac segment. So they make the Pro stuff there, the Yoga Pro, which is the MacBook Pro, and then they make the MacBook Air competitors here, which are in most cases better, to be honest. So yeah, we're getting to the point now the battery life on these things is so good that I'm sorry, I see less and less incentive for me to buy a Mac. X1 Carbon. Love the Carbon series. They cost a little bit more because they're super premium, but they're your traditional thin ThinkPad. Unlike, the T series and the P series, this is the thin ThinkPad. Carbon, usually carbon lid. I don't know if they still actually put the carbon, but that's what they normally did. Traditional black ThinkPad, track point nib on deck, traditional bezel, very traditional ThinkPad here, which is fine. That's what people want to see. Let's see if we can get a side pick. Yeah, this is your traditional ThinkPad. Traditionally, the X1 carbons, the carbons in general are really nice. Jeff from my Discord, if you know, well, if you're watching, I don't know if you're gonna watch this or not, but he's like me. He loves these carbons. He's the biggest carbon enthusiast ever, and I'm with him. They're really good. Just nice, refined. Where's my specs here? I can't find it. There we go. X1 carbon. Again, I'll say in the middle, these are all draft photos, draft information. All of this is subject to change. It says right on the document, draft, subject to change. I'm just not copying everything, but these are full draft documents. Lenovo, none of this is formal. I mean, I don't have any relationship with them, so they're just giving it to me to look at. But if they change it, don't get mad at me, and don't get mad at Lenovo. These are all drafts. This is this is before CES launch. I'm getting this stuff out here. So, X7 Panther Lake Monster. You're going to get incredible CPU performance, blah, blah, blah. Incredibly good iGPU performance. I've already said this, best in class, blah, blah, blah. Super fast RAM, up to 64 gigabytes, very fast. I guess one is what they're saying here. One Gen 5 drive, or even Gen 4 or whatever, but that's good. I don't know if it's going to be a 2242 or 2280. I've never seen a Gen 5 2242, so by like detective work, this is going to be a 2280 maybe, unless they change it. 2.8K super fine resolutions, 500 standard nits, HDR probably about 1000, VRR. So if you want to do gaming again, you can game on it because it's a Panther Lake. It'll be a monster. You'll be able to rip games like crazy. Eye safe OLED, less irritation, 100% DCI-P3 touch optional. Should be non-gloss. Can't say for sure, but should be non-gloss. Typically, the ThinkPads do not have glossy screens, so this screen should be crazy. I don't see a refresh, so I'm assuming 60 hertz, but it could just be they didn't put it down. So it might be high refresh. Not the biggest battery, 58 watt hours, but big for a 14-inch super thin laptop with the Core Ultra. So it should be good. 2 speakers, should have good audio overall, generally speaking. It has that same mic thing. 3 Thunderbolt 4. I would like to see 1 Thunderbolt 5 again, but that's fine. That's a lot of ports. Traditional USB-A. You're always going to see it on these traditional ThinkPads. HDMI, they're always going to leave that on there where they can. Wi-Fi 7, you get some security crap. You get cellular, of course, you get cellular because it's a ThinkPad, traditional ThinkPad, and it weighs nothing. Under a kilo, or Americans 2.2 pounds. So this thing is like, you're going to be able, it'll be like wielding this. It'll be so light. I wonder how much this weighs. This probably weighs like 600 grams or something like that. Anyways, fantastic. Fingerprint reader, backlit keyboard, blah, blah, blah. Exactly what you want to see. It's just the carbon refreshed and made more better. I did this in the wrong order because I didn't see this one. Going back now to the X1, the kind of the MacBook competitor. I'll say that again. They have a 2-in-1 as well. I forgot about this. Let's find a color. So 2-in-1, as you can see there, comes in gray, traditional gray, which is, I like that over the black for me. Which is like blasphemy, but traditional ThinkPads also came in gray until like way back, which I also have, the old school. This one peaks at the X7. So the other one went to X9, the non 2-in-1. This goes to the X7. They're gonna be so close. RAM same. So it's the same. The only difference is this has the 7 series and the other one has the 9 series, so slightly more powerful CPU. Otherwise exactly the same. Okay, moving on. Very good. I like to see that. One more of like the Thinkbook, ThinkPads, this kind of stuff, and we'll move on to something else. This is the weird one. I've never actually seen this in person, but when I went to CES 2 years ago and I was invited to the Lenovo in-person showing, I don't know what they call it. They had one of these and it's like, oh, that's cool. I've never seen one in real life. It's a Thinkbook, but it's a premium Thinkbook, not the cheaper Thinkbook. So it's like all metal chassis, super premium, yada, yada, yada. I love Thinkbooks. They're actually, I in many ways prefer them more than ThinkPads. Blasphemy, I know. They don't have quite as nice keyboards, but otherwise they're fine. It has a rotating thing in the center where the actual screen rotates around. So great for presentations, or you can turn it around, close it, turn it into a 2-in-1. It's also good for showing people things, weird angles, all that kind of stuff. These things are typically very premium. All metal design. They do have like pretty good exhaust. This thing should be pretty good on the inside, would be my guess. I think books, generally speaking, they do have a bit of a performance focus to them. Core Ultra Series 3 doesn't say what it is. If it's a 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it's a Panther Lake, so it'll be fast. It'll be good regardless. Intel integrated graphics, it'll be the Panther Lake, so it'll be good, whichever one they get. I don't know what levels it comes at. They may not know yet, or they may have not locked it down, or they don't want to say. Good RAM, not as high, not 64, but still 32 and incredibly fast. 2280, single 2280, fantastic. Probably the same screen as the previous one, the X1. 2.8K 120 Hz OLED, very good. Bigger battery, thicker chassis, so bigger battery and huge battery, to be honest. 75 watt hours for a laptop this size, very good, especially with Panther Lake. 2 speakers and 2 more speakers, so it'll have good audio, really good audio here, very good. Thunderbolt 4, great, 2 of them. This is all looking good. Wi-Fi 7, so this thing looks really cool too. I've never seen one of these, so I don't actually know if they're good. I've never seen one before in person, other than at the Lenovo booth, and I don't think I got my hands on it. I think someone else was there. Okay, let's close it out. Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Lenovo has so much stuff. This is probably not even all they have. This is just what they're giving me. And they're like, enjoy. And I'm just like, all right. There's also accessories and stuff. I don't know if we need to do those. I'll see what there is. Or I liked it from last year. Oh, there's 3 colors. Okay, yeah, this is a good pick. So there's the new IdeaPad Pro. IdeaPad Pros are like Yoga 9i Pros, off of steroids. So this is like when the Yoga 9i Pro, this is like the steroid boy, like it's jacked up. And then the IdeaPad 5i Pro, which is here. Oh my god, I have so many laptops. These, I bought these, by the way. These are mine. These aren't review units. So this is the Yoga, this is the IdeaPad 5 Pro, the Yoga 9i Pro. They're very similar, but the Yogas are more premium than the IdeaPads, but they're both very good. I call them both in the premium segment. IdeaPads range from like really budget friendly up to quite premium, 1 tier below the Yoga. So this is the 1 tier below the Yoga Pro. It's a nice looking laptop. Let's bring it up. Boom, gray, but a very, very, very light gray, which I like. White. Oh, it's white. Okay, they're calling it white. So it is actually white. It looks pretty crisp, and it doesn't look quite as like ceramic-y as the Yoga, as the Legion, so it might be nicer in some ways. That looks hella nice, to be honest. So it comes in white. It doesn't only come in white. It comes in Luna Gray. This is, the copy pasting is super slow. Luna Gray, which is that one. It's this laptop. It'll probably be the exact chassis. There would be no difference there. So it'll be that chassis there in Luna Gray, which is a lovely color. It's just more like basic. And, oh, sick. Yeah, this is cool. And Jelly Mint, which is definitely I'm a 90s boy. Like I was born in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. I love color. I hate the fact that the universe has lost color and happiness. Bring back color. Bring back happiness. It's fantastic. Jelly Mint. It looks lovely. I'd rock the shit out of this laptop. It'll be the same chassis as this, I'm guessing. Identical chassis, right? So see that reflectivity there. Incredible keyboard. It'll have an incredible keyboard. Nice trackpad. It'll be nice and thin. Fantastic screen. We'll get to the specs in a minute. Very premium design. You know, a lot of metal on this thing here. Lots and lots of metal on this thing here. But now it also comes in white and what do we call it? Jelly Mint. Come on. That's if someone were to ask me like, how are you going to improve it? I'd be like, give me white and Jelly Mint. I wouldn't have come up with that, but those are fantastic. So that looks great. So the top spec CPU, just like last year, the Arrow Lake, now it's Panther Lake. Oops. Panther Lake instead, 388H, a beast. This will be a beast. It'll also give you really good battery life. They increased the tier of the GPU. I had read this before. I didn't see the colors, but I saw the spec sheets. That one only comes with a 5050, which is fine. It's an 8GB GPU, 5050. You get a lot done with a 5050. The fact that it has it in the first place is fantastic. This year, 5060. Awesome. Same VRAM, but there is a noticeable performance gap between a 5050, 5060 in gaming, in synthetics, and in also professional stuff. It just more memory bandwidth, bus. It has higher CUDA cores, it has more performance, yada, yada, yada. It's just a better GPU. There was no need for them to go to 5070, so 5060 is perfect. 32 gigabytes of RAM, same as that, but it's way faster here, of course, because it's Panther Lake now. Up to 1 terabyte PCIe 2 slot. Okay, yeah, so it's exactly the same. So it has a 2242 NVMe inside right here, and then it has a second slot that's a 2280, and it looks like one of them is a Gen 5, so that'll be the 2280. So very fast. Screen is crazy, same as that. I think it's the same screen. There was no need to change it. 1800p glossy OLED. I don't like OLED. I don't like gloss, sorry, but it's fine. 10 finger touch. Is that touch? I don't know. We'll look after later. Yada yada. 100% DCI-P3 120 hertz. Crazy screen. Battery is huge. So they actually have the biggest battery of any of these like Yoga Pros in that, and 99 watt hours. This is going to be a battery monster. It was at 87 on the Yoga for 2026, which also was an increase. This is a big ass battery. That's the legal limit of what you can put for a battery. They'll have a slim tip charger, just like this year has a slim tip charger. So you can get full wattage CPU, full wattage GPU, full, I call it full. 100 watts is full. You don't need any more than that on these GPUs. That's such a big battery. This thing will be like dense inside. I really want to get this laptop. I might, if I can, I don't know if this will be launched in Canada. Sometimes there's like regional colors. Lenovo, this is another one. Send me one of these. I want to review this one. Like big time. I want to review this one. And give me a cool color, like the white or the bubblegum mint. whatever it's called. I want this one for sure. I want to play with it. It looks sick. And inside is going to be crazy. Like it's just things are going to be so dense inside. It's just going to be packed full of goodies. SD card reader meant for professionals. Thunderbolt 4, obviously, lots of ports. These things come with lots of ports, right? DIS, dedicated graphics. So I'm assuming you can get it without dedicated graphics, is my assumption here. So it's because it says up to NVIDIA, so you can probably get it with the iGPU, which will be fine, but if you don't need RTX graphics, but these RTX graphics are going to be nice. And these things are, that also is lighter too. This thing is going to be crazy. Yeah, this thing is like, it's light, it's sub 4 pounds, it's thin, comes with really good colors, 5060, really good CPU, awesome screen, huge ass battery. Wow, this thing is crazy. But then they maintain the trackpad. So it's like, they have further separated this away from the Yoga. The Yoga is like actually a beefed up, like a really beefed up MacBook Pro. And this one is like stepping in where the Yoga was, even giving it more graphics. So yeah, this is pretty impressive. This is pretty impressive. I like this. I like this a lot, actually. Okay, so good job with that. Small Snapdragon IdeaPad, 13-inch. This is a new SKU for them, like a new everything for them. 13-inch model here. Bring that in. So that's the 13-inch model. It's IdeaPad, so it'll be well designed. Probably will be some plastic on it, but it'll be really well designed, rigid, firm. There's a 15-inch model, of course, so you go with the unique sizes rather than 14 and 16, 13 and 15. That's good. I like that. Something a little different. Yeah, and it looks exactly the same, the 15-inch. So that's the 13-inch. Here's the 15-inch. Is exactly the same, just bigger. Very good. Specs should be the same. Nope, they're not the same. Okay, so we have to go over them. The 13-inch is... So they look the same, go like that. 13-inch here and 16-inch here. So there is a difference between it's not just size. That's good. I like to see that. I like to see some other segmentation. So both have the Snapdragon X2 Plus Premium CPU, so it'll give you a excellent efficiency. It's not going to be the most CPU monster, but it'll be efficient and powerful enough, and it'll have a good iGPU, and it will give you crazy battery, like 3 days of battery. Obviously, these things are meant as they're for. 32 gigabytes of RAM, incredibly fast on both of them. This one here has a lower resolution screen, 1200p, but it's a 13-inch laptop, so no beef with that. At 13 inches, I have no problems with 1200p at all. It will be pixel dense. It'll look good. It's not the highest refresh, 60 hertz, but it's 100% sRGB. So I'm not going to complain about the screen at all. It'll be good, and touch, whatever. Over here on the 15-inch, fortunately they increased the resolution, so it's going to maintain also being high pixel density. This is an OLED too, so this is a better screen. 165 hertz refresh. This is pulled, I think, from the other IdeaPad Pro. No, the IdeaPad 5 Pro that I talked about today or yesterday or whenever I put out this video. I think this is the same screen. 100% DCI-P3 touchscreen. Yes. Big battery, 54 watt hours. Will give you 2 days battery. This will give you like 3 days battery. And ports will be good. There should be a lot. There's a lot of ports actually because it's an IdeaPad. Micro SD cards, yada, yada, yada. They don't have Thunderbolt, but there's 10 gigabit, all kinds of ports on these things. This one over here, same thing, just an extra port or two. Actually, it's exactly the same. So yeah, lots of ports, lots of goodness, crazy good battery life. If that's what you're looking for, you'll get absurd battery life out of that thing. So that's a cool one. The X series of the IdeaPad, very nice. Okay, this one's a little bit out of order because I screwed up my order here. But there's, what the hell is that? Primitive. That looked cool. There is a 14-inch of the IdeaPad non-Pro. This one has jelly mint and white. They got rid of the other color. So there's jelly mint and there's white. It's basically the same laptop, just shrunk down to 14 inches. White and jelly mint. Good picks. Honestly, good colors. Yeah, good job, Lenovo. I like those colors. Good job. I don't see a spec sheet here. That's why it's messed up. So there's no spec sheet for this one. Okay, so I don't know. That's why I mixed it. I'm putting it out of order. So this will be, I don't know the specs on this, but I'm assuming very similar to the previous one. probably the same CPU, probably similar but smaller battery. Let's play a game here. So this is a 16-inch model. This is the 14-inch model. They're both Pro, classified under Pro, so they probably both have similar specs. My guess, can't say for sure, my guess, this goes down one tier to Ultra 7, probably, which won't make a big difference. It'll be fantastic. I don't know if it's going to be a 5060 or just a 5050. I assume they'll do both, but who knows? Either way, it'll have RTX graphics. 5050, 5060 will be great. Probably the same RAM. I don't know if it's going to have 2 slots. It may or may not. It may just have 1 slot, so that might be a difference there. Screen is probably almost exactly the same, just 1 tier down in size. Battery will have to be smaller. It is possible to get a 14-inch laptop with 99 watt hours. Lenovo has done it in the ThinkBook 14 Plus, but there's no way. It'll be like a 82 or 72 watt hour battery. It's fine. Power adapter is probably the same, but it might be a lower wattage theory. You might lose a port or two. Yeah, and it'll be lighter. So you get 2 colors, white and the mint color, jelly mint, and some of these things will probably go down 1 tier, but they give me a spec sheet. So this is guess. It exists because they gave me imagery for it, but there's no specs. So maybe they don't know, or they just didn't include it, or it's not finalized. I don't know if I go to prison, but something bad happens to me. Okay, this thing, look at this. It's like a Mac cheese grater minus the cheese grater, or Apple iMac cheese grater minus the cheese grater. So this is a Think Center. This thing is a effing beast, FYI, before we even open up the specs here. Spoiler, this thing's a monster. So this is the Think Center, which is their Pro lineup X Tower, and the specs are wild. So Intel Core Ultra Desktop 9, 280 up to 285H. My primary rig has a 265KF. Don't get gaslit into, you gotta have AMD in your desktop. AMD is great for the X3D cache if you game at 1080p, you're esports gamer, it's good. Or if you do like certain types of simulation type stuff, those games, they benefit from 3D cache. 1440 4K, it almost makes no difference whatsoever. Intel is a monster. And in productivity, Intel wins, especially dollar value. I have a 9950 X3D as well. And in productivity tasks, I just use the Intel machine. Obviously, you get Windows, and Ubuntu. That's nice. You can probably buy it with Ubuntu for cheaper and then install Windows. Anyways, you get the monster 5090, right? This is a Pro machine. It'll cost a lot of money. Obviously, if you get that, like, let's not pretend it's going to cost a lot of money. But if you are doing very, very high level professional work that requires RTX graphics, engineering, CAD, 3D rendering, you don't need 5090 for video editing, just so you know. I guess you could. You have like 2 and 2 NVIDIA encoders. So yeah, you can just demolish a video in 5 seconds. If you're like LTT, Linus Tech Tips or something, Linus, buy these for your staff. And they'll be like, thanks, Linus. Thanks, Bo. And then they'll be like, render, and it'll be like, and then you'll be able to pump out more videos. Because you got the money. I know you do. So yeah, anyways, that's good. This is for like real professionals, like not like me. This is like engineers, that kind of stuff, and like 3D renders and CAD and that kind of shit. Or people who are ballers. But it does also support dual 5060 Ti. That's sick. Being able to do that. I can't remember what it's called, NVIDIA Link. Or you can use one for video. I don't know that. One for video editing, one for rendering, that kind of stuff. It's sick. So this thing should be really cool. I'd love to see an tutorial, but they're not going to show it. I don't think so. So USB-C 20 gigabit per second, nice and fast for running external enclosures. 2 fast USB-A, 2 mid-fast, like SATA speed USB-A on the front. That's good. And then on the back, you get Thunderbolt 4. You'd have to see that. So that's going to allow you to expand with docks, storage, all kinds of stuff. 4 more USB-A, 2 Ethernet, so redundancy, display port. Out of the motherboard, you'll also have display out of your NVIDIA graphics if you go with that. Audio, yada, yada, yada. Wi-Fi 7, blah, 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 blah. 46, it's heavy. It's actually not super heavy, but it is heavy. It's also clearly metal. Inside, on the motherboard, 3 M.2, so lots of storage. One of them is Gen 5, so super fast. Wi-Fi, it's probably populated. That's your primary GPU. You get 2 slower GPU slots 4 times, but still good, especially if you run like a 5090 or a 5070, and then you have a second one for auxiliary tasks, or an Intel GPU for video editing, that kind of stuff. 2 SATA, so you can put in hard drives, 2 hard drives, or SATA SSDs. Sweet! This thing looks crazy. Now the back, Lenovo's gonna be like, you weren't supposed to show any of that stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Back looks good. That's where your 5090 goes. right? Or whatever GPU you get, dual 1, 2 NVMe, dual 5060 Ti, motherboard IO, so you get the extra there. That's something in there. That's some type of Pro card. That's probably like what is that? Probably an A2000 Pro. Anyways, big power supply, lots of cooling. That looks good. You'd hope so. Is there any more? I want to see the inside, but I don't think they're going to show it. I doubt they show the inside. The back was cool though. The top looks good. Kind of looks like the Legion 7 tower with that grill there. Your slot there. Oh, SD card. I didn't see that. Oh, card reader 3-in-1. Yeah, very good. So that's key for editing, professionals, that kind of stuff. If you're a high-level professional, you may not buy this with like a 5090 for video editing, but you could get something else, slap it in. Or you're a baller. If you're a baller, buy what you want. So this thing's crazy. When I saw this like a couple days ago, I was like, what is this? It'll be expensive, but it's a professional thing. So whatever. Moving on.